For an entire month, my children and I drifted helplessly across the open sea. Every single day, we survived by catching and eating raw fish. Hunger slowly stole our strength, and hope faded with each sunrise. Then something happened that still haunts me. My husband looked at our son with desperate eyes. He had gone completely mad from starvation. Instead of seeing his own child, he saw his next meal. When he reached for our son, I knew I had only one choice. I grabbed an oar with trembling hands and struck him before he could hurt our boy. With tears streaming down my face, I pushed his body into the ocean. It was the hardest decision I had ever made, but I wasn't about to let my son die. Now it was just me and my two children against the endless sea. We continued drifting, growing weaker every day. I honestly believed we wouldn't survive much longer. Then, just as I was losing all hope, I noticed something on the horizon. At first, I thought my exhausted mind was playing tricks on me. I blinked several times, but it was still there. It wasn't a dream, it was land. A small island. I couldn't stop smiling as tears filled my eyes. We had a chance to live. As soon as our boat touched the shore, I rushed onto the island. The first thing on my mind was finding food for my children. I cracked open a coconut with a sharp stone and gave them the fresh juice before taking a few sips myself to regain some strength. Next, I dragged our supplies onto the beach and stretched a piece of canvas between the trees to build a simple shelter. It wasn't much, but it was all we had. Then I took my children deeper into the island to search for fresh water. After walking for a while, we discovered a clear stream flowing through the forest. I quickly filled every bottle I had. As if the island wanted to welcome us, I found banana trees, ripe papayas, and tall palm trees loaded with fruit. For the first time in weeks, I believed my children would survive. But our relief didn't last long. Without any warning, dark clouds covered the sky, and a violent storm crashed down on us. I hurried my children back to our shelter, only to realize the flimsy tent I'd built couldn't protect us. With no other option, I wrapped my children tightly in blankets and held them close as we stood in the freezing rain together. When the storm finally passed, our shelter had been completely destroyed. I knew we had to start over. Just then, I heard my son shout, "Mom!" I turned around, and my heart nearly stopped. Hidden among the trees was a small wooden house. I couldn't believe my eyes. Hope returned once again as I grabbed my children and hurried toward it, praying that this forgotten cabin would become our new home.